Well, here on the East Coast, it is 4:44 with 44 seconds, which feels like the exact perfect time to introduce you to our last author of this broadcast. She is an enchanted author with an enchanting book, and I can't wait for you to download, read this book, and here's what I can tell you for sure. Without me even suggesting it, about 15 pages into this, you are going to share this with at least 5 people. So save yourself the first step and just share it now. This is going to be your favorite read of the spring. It is called Effortless Enchantment, a memoir of magic, magnetism, and miracles. And our miraculous author of that book is here to join me for the second time, Karen Lorre. Come on out here.
Hello.
Well, I'm biased about this book because sometimes when you go to a nightclub, you can go up to the DJ and request a song. This was my request. So Karen came to me and said, I'm ready to write a second book with you. I have a few ideas. And I'm like, can I just tell you the book I want you to write? And I was going to be happy with anything you wrote, but you wrote your memoir. So many of us followed your career on One Life to Live. We fell in love with you as Tina in all of Tina's many good, evil, naughty girl facets. And now you're sharing your story, your life, the highs and lows. It's a roller coaster. Why did you decide now was the time to share it? And of course, everyone who reads it is going to love, because it reads like a soap opera, but it is her real life. They're going to love your storytelling. They're going to love the story. But what do you want them to get from it? Why share this? Why tell it?
For me, I believe we're all born, and when you can see it in babies and in children and in animals, where there is a light in their eyes. There's this sort of energy of joy and bliss, and I see that everywhere in every child I see, basically, unless they've been trained out of it or they've had some sort of trauma. And for me, I was born with that magic. And then as I went through my life, I started to have different things that took me out of that space. And over time, as I kept being out of that space, I'd come back in, but then I'd go back out, back in and back out. And what happened is a lot of times I was in this place of being in connection with myself. And so there was all this magic that did happen. But then when the thing that I wanted the most happened, which was me being married to someone that I loved with all my heart, and
that is a fairy tale romance, I have to say. In the book, she talks about how they met. And if you've ever had one of those kind of fairy tale magical romances, it'll bring that back for you. That story of clearly meant to be that relationship.
Yes, yeah, it was so magical, and I just had this incredible love for this man, and then I sort of lost my connection with my own magic, and what happened is I got physically ill, and I had always had some challenges inside, but as I got sick and then sicker and not able to get myself back out of it, it broke up our relationship and it devastated me. And then I ended up finding something. I'd gone to doctors, I had gone to psychiatrists, psychologists, doctors, healers, all sorts of things to get some help. And when I finally stopped going to all of that and started finding a new way, a new path within myself to reconnect with who I really am and to reconnect with my magic, my body started to heal, and my relationships started to heal, and my finances started to heal, and everything started to shift so much that I got this wonderful momentum, and my life became more full of synchronicities. I've had a lot of synchronicities in my life, like we all have, but now the synchronicities are all day, every day. And now I don't have any more. I used to have chronic pain. Now I have chronic pleasure, which was the name of my first book. And I used to fall asleep 15 times a day with narcolepsy, and now I have no symptoms of narcolepsy. I used to have to wear glasses to read. Now I don't need to. My eyesight improved naturally. All these things, my hair got thicker, my everything, all these things shifted in my body just literally because I reconnected with that part of us that's within every one of us. We're all born with it. And so the reason I wrote that book really one, it was fun to write, but two, it was that desire within me for everyone to reconnect with that magic within them, with that power that we all have, because we all have a magical power to heal ourselves, to heal our relationships, to heal our lives, and it's all within us.
I know the reason I suggested you write your book, this particular book, is because so many people who worked with you before and after you wrote Chronic Pleasure were just like, what does she have? What is that? Like, how does she have that? You have worked with people up and down the economic spectrum, from, people who are homeless to multi-billionaires. You've worked with people who are sick with chronic illness. You've worked with doctors, medical professionals. What is that through line? Why do you think people come to work with you? And what's the message that you share with your clients?
Well, one of the things that happened is that as I started coaching people, I found I was very intuitive, and I could literally sort of feel what that person needed, and they would confirm it with me after we had worked together and say, oh my God, that was so incredible. How did you know how to do that? And I was like, I don't know. But it was really because I was in this connection with who I really am. And as that happened, I started to see, wow, I had helped people in all these different areas. I've coached, like you said, people that are on disability, and then they start making more money and they start becoming more functional. And then I've coached doctors and psychiatrists and so many different people and dentists
and doctors and psychiatrists who will then actually change their medical practice and what they do with their clients.
Yes, and who give all their patients my books, and who keep sending me their patients. So it's just what I found is I have this ability to really unlock unconscious blocks that people have, so that they can have really priceless, enchanting, abundant results. And so for me, I'm in a state of perpetual appreciation and love, because people just keep telling me how much my work helps them, and it just is the best feeling in the world. And then that flows out, and I teach my clients how to be embodying that feeling for themselves as well, and so they then bring it into their families. I've had families that are going through maybe a potential divorce, and then they reunite, or I've had children who I've coached with, and then their parents are overwhelmed because they've had a 180-degree turn, and they're just amazed at how successful their kids had become. And I've had children that have bought the parents' coaching for me, and so it's been really fascinating. And I just feel so trusted and so thankful that I'm trusted, because people really give me the evidence that I'm on a path that my intuition is accurate, that my method is clear, it's implementable, it's easy, and I help people have an effortless experience of life. And it's so fun because they literally can heal from so many really intense traumas, and then they're just overflowing with these synchronicities like I have in their own life and in their own way, and synchronicities that are pertinent to who they are.
I think when people meet you, and I know people have asked me, like, is she for real? Is that real? When people meet you, it seems like everything's always easy. You have this bubbly personality. You're beautiful. You're an actress. You're incredibly smart. I think you went to med school.
Just pre-med.
Pre-med. But when someone talks to you, there's no dumb blonde in there. You're obviously like incredibly smart, both academically and intuitively. And one of the things for me that was so powerful about this book was the idea it wasn't always easy. And I think so many of us can look at you and be like, yeah, that's easy for her because she's smart. That's easy for her because she's skinny. That's easy for her because she's a successful actress. But it hasn't always been easy for you.
No, I was raised, like most of us are, with ideas that life is hard, that you can't have what you want, that you're not good enough, all those kinds of ideas. And so, of course, life was hard, and I didn't get all that I wanted, and I felt bad. And I had a lot of trauma that was intense, and it made me really want to get out of this body and to be in in a non-physical state. And I had that thought almost every single morning when I would wake up. I would just wish that there was a way that I could not be here without hurting my friends and family, you know, because I didn't want to hurt them, but I just didn't know how to survive. I felt like everybody else got the directions for life, you know, the instruction book for life, and then I was somehow, you know, out playing on the swinging rings while the instruction booklets are distributed, and I never got it. And then now it feels like not only do I have the instruction booklet, but I have the advanced instruction booklet that's secret, that even the people that have the instruction booklet don't even know. And so it's shifted things. So now everything is easy. I mean, everything feels easy for me. Even if I have a challenge, I don't get upset about it. So it's so effortless and easy.
Yeah. So if you have ever looked at someone and maybe been a little jealous because everything seems easy for them, this book I think you will find very healing. I know I did, I remember going to the gym and I would see all of the skinny people and I thought going to the gym was easy for them. And then when I would talk to people and trainers and they'd be like, oh, no, this is hard for us too. That's what this book was like for me. I was like, oh, even the masters have to be put through their paces, and this is the story of your paces, and it's raw and it's real, and just such a powerful story. Celeste wants to know, she is from Philadelphia, and she says, what was the most valuable way the author incubator supported you during your writing process? Book number 2, we've worked together for about 1.5 years now. I'm so honored and blessed to have the opportunity to work with you, and so many of our clients have worked with you too. So how have we supported you? What's the most valuable way?
Oh my gosh. I mean, you are brilliant and so full of love and so fun and have so many really genius ideas. So you're such an asset. And then you hire the most incredible people. I mean, my editor, Bethany Davis, she's just all heart and wisdom and fun and sweetness, and makes my book, you know, makes it so easy for us to connect and to have this book. And then you've hired these amazing coaches, and then we have these group where we have all these authors, like all the other authors who were here today, and the authors that you mentioned at the beginning, and other authors. We're a large group of authors, and we all support each other. And I literally feel like I am held in the hands of love with the author incubator. I wouldn't go anyplace else, I don't think, because the way you guys have our backs, it just feels incredible. I mean, it really feels amazing. Yeah, so I love it. And it's fun. That's the other thing. It's really fun.
We like fun around here. And I know you have been supported by so many of your clients, people you've worked with. I know Hotel Television and AMP TV has been a big supporter. Anyone else you would like to give a shout out to?
Oh my gosh. Well, I want to say to my mom, you know, I just love my mom so much. You are so delicious and sweet and kind. And my mom always taught me to be kind, and it really has been a huge influence on me. But I also want to thank all of my clients, because what you've done is you've helped me really see how lovable everyone is, how valuable everyone is, and you've helped me feel like I can see you and you can see me in a deeper way. And I also, I just feel so supportive. I got flowers from one person, and then I got more flowers today.
We noticed. The flower delivery kept rolling.
Yes, I just feel so appreciative of that.
Future flowers can go to her home. You don't have to keep sending them here.
Yeah, I feel super supported, and thank you so much.
That's awesome. Well, this is the thing about the author incubator. I want to show people your book, the second, Effortless Enchantment. Make sure you get this. And I wanted Karen to stay with me because she has been through this process, and in your time with us, you've probably met 200 authors that have also been through it. And all of them are letting their light shine. That's the thing about writing a book is you can't do this and hide in the corner, people. And so we are all about helping you shine with your book, even if you don't feel ready. We love that you celebrated with us. That's how our authors shine. We hope you have learned something. And it is not like other publishing companies here. You talked about how other publishing companies can go slower. Karen talked about how our staff is here to support you. Most publishers are looking for a big social media following. They're looking for a ton of writing experience. Maybe you've been to the Iowa Writers Workshop or something. We are looking for people like Karen, people who are on a mission to change people's lives and aren't willing to let anything stop them. People who know they were born to make a difference and they're at a point in their life, like Jill and Shauna and all of the authors you met here have said, it's now or never. Guess I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it out there. So if that is you and you are ready to shine a light with your book and create a message that serves thousands of readers, we want to hear from you. Go to www.theauthorincubator.com/apply or click the button on this page and you will get started. Make sure you get Karen's book, Effortless Enchantment, and all of the books today. They will only be free for a limited time. Get them and share them. Tune in tomorrow for part 2 of our series. We'll be talking with more authors about how their books are continuing to change the world with our favorite strategy, which is love. I know you're on that page with us. And that is it for today. We are so grateful that you have been part of this because at the Author Incubator, we're changing the world one book at a time.